This is how I made my Sonic the Hedgehog themed graduation cap.
After sketching out the design of my grad cap onto a separate piece of paper, I traced that design onto some parchment paper because I am using 2mm foam when it comes to the Sonic character decorations, and the parchment paper is very helpful for tracing those designs onto the foam. When I was done tracing the parchment paper, I put that parchment paper right on top of my EVA foam and traced it from there underneath cat supervision. Then I cut out the characters by using scissors, and of course my cat had to approve because she is very nosy that way. For each of the characters, I did a base layer or a first layer paint where there's a solid color on each part of the character's design. And once I was done with that, I moved on to a second layer where I added shading and highlights. I feel like the first layer added opacity, and this one helped bring the characters to life and add some dimensions, especially on parts that are a little bit flat like the white areas, like on Sonic gloves here for example. And I felt like this really helped bring the whole characters together. Also, adding the shading and highlights were really fun for me. Then I added a layer of Mod Podge and of course add some glitter to the design. And here what the finished characters look like. I super love how they came out, and once I was done with the characters, we can actually start moving to assembling the cap itself. I used scrapbooking paper for the base of my grad cap as well as the background. Then I added some lace trim around the sides because I thought that looked really cute. Then with some hot glue, I started to add some rhinestones as well as pearls and these cute little flowers for some extra pizzazz on my grad cap, and I really like this. I felt like it brought the whole look together. And here what the finished cap looks like once I attached everything onto the base. But wait, we're not quite done yet because we have to do the most stressful and scariest part of the whole process, which is attaching the decoration to the actual graduation cap itself. And what I did basically was just hot glue it on and really hope for the best, and lucky for me, everything worked out. And for the final touch, I added some stick-on rhinestone trim around the edges to help hide the paper and add a little bit more sparkle to the design.
And this is how the finished graduation cap came out, and I totally love how it looks. I think it came out perfect, way better than I thought, especially since I'm not a painter, but everything came together in the end, and I felt great on my graduation day. I will also post a more in-depth video about my graduation cap and the full process on my YouTube channel, so you make sure you stay tuned for that.